So after the myofascial release, and you've released the tight muscles that you have, it's time to try and mobilise the areas to free up your movement. So we'll do joint and muscle mobilisations. So we'll do calf mobilisations, which is on the original video that we have on YouTube. Come up and down, try and push your heel down to the floor. Okay. Next is a joint, so it's an ankle mobilisation. So you want to originally start with your foot at the wall. Bring your knee into the wall so it's in line with your second and your biggest toe. Alright, so don't let it come in and don't let it go out too wide. Alright, draw it back. You want to keep the weight through the heel. So your centre of gravity is still going straight down, it's just your knees coming forward. Alright, find something that's pretty hard to get to the wall. And then give it about 8 to 10 reps. Check both legs as well. Most people will probably have a deficiency, especially if you've sprained or rolled your ankle before. Adductors is next. So we'll set up on the mat. Alright, just in a 4-point position. Pop the leg right out to the side. You want to try and get it up as high as you can. Try and get it even with the hip. You don't want it back too far. Okay, neutral spine is most important here, so you don't want any rounding of the spine. Okay, just push through your hands that are in front. You only want to go back probably 3 to 4 inches because you don't want to round the spine, because then you're not mobilising the right area. Alright? Get it right through the inside of the leg. Okay, hamstrings. Okay, so a lot of footy teams are still stuck in the old hamstring stretch days, which is long gone. We need to dynamically warm those up. So there's probably the easiest one. Just sort of trying to bend down, touch your toes. A bit of lower back rounding doesn't matter in this instance because there's no load or anything there, and you're still going to mobilise the back of the hamstrings. Keep the weight through the heel. Don't let the weight go to your toes or you'll just tip forward and you won't get it sort of stretch through the back. Okay, quads. You can either use a fence or a table or a chair or something. In the gym we do these on the bike, so you pop the leg up behind you there, stand up nice and straight. Alright, basically similar to the ankle mobility, you just want to drop down on that leg. So this knee will go back behind you. Keep this glute nice and tight, keep up nice and strong through the middle. Just stretch right through the front of the quad there. Hip flexors. Drop down to one knee. Right, hands up on your head, or up in the air, whichever way you want to do it. Just sort of fall into this stretch. You don't have to push too hard on this one. Especially if you've had groin injuries, you don't want to push too far anyway, so you don't push the capsule too much, the hip capsule. Come back and forth, so top of the hips there. Okay, so the hips. Lots of people lack hip mobility. Let's set up on one side of the mat. So you can go into fire hydrants. Try and get all your range of motion at the hip so we're not rolling and coming over and around using a lot of our lower back. You can go back and forth. You can also do them standing, which you probably would have done before, a bit like that as well. Right, depending on your balance. For the upper body, just going to lay it down the side. Just grab a bar, grab it diagonally across the midsection, grab it in front of your opposite hip, and just fall out on about a 45-degree angle. Catch yourself with this hand, and bring yourself back up. Okay. So for the chest, put any old stick or a rod or bar. Okay, the arm that's on top of the stick, put it right on top. Alright, grab about halfway through the stick. You can't grab down the bottom because you won't be able to move your arms properly. Alright, go to a split stance. So you're driving up through your left arm, pushing your right arm back. Get a stretch through the top here. You might get on the back there, depending on where your tightness is. Alright, again, don't push it too far because you don't want to throw your shoulder right back behind you. Thoracic spine rotation is just as important as extension. Got two rolls or medicine balls, or usually the football, doesn't really matter. Again, try and rest your head, put something between your knees, or squeeze your knees together. Something between your knees will work better. And then from this position, arm starts up here. You're trying to roll over by locking these hips, so you don't want to be rolling over like that. So if you can get someone to lock those hips for you as well, that's a good idea. Most important thing here is to turn your head with your arm. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywhere near you. Your body won't go where your head doesn't go. Alright, I'll move over a bit there. So rotation through the thoracic spine.